Shane, how do you think you ended up right here?
Where do we even start? I was determined to leave this place better than I found it. For the most part, I'd say I let my gut be my guide. Shaylen!
Hi, cutie.
Hi, darling. Where have you been? Where have you been? What have you been doing? I haven't seen you. It's literally been probably a year since I've seen you in person.
That's actually a little upsetting, only because like it feels like yesterday, and I'm putting into perspective that it actually probably was maybe over a year.
Yeah, it had to be. Because you signed a new record deal since I've seen you.
Yes, I did.
And you've been around the world in I.
I think so. My body feels like a potato that's floating in the wind, but yes.
Not a potato floating in the wind.
I actually like the imagery of like me as a Mr. Potato Head just putting on my outfits wherever I go. And I'm like, that's how I live in my brain. I don't know what that is. Probably not something good on paper as far as people might be concerned. But that's how I live, Mr. Potato Head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Potato. You're definitely not a Mr. Potato Head. Sorry.
I actually like it because I'm like, put on your earrings today. And bloop, you know?
Be a different person. And then like you just said, you have new color eyes. So why in the world, we just have to go in that for a second. So why in the world, I mean, I've only known you with green eyes, I guess. Because if this is a new thing.
No, this is like, thankfully, this was when I first got to Nashville. So
okay. I was like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't remember these green eyes that you're speaking of.
Thankfully, we let her go after that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't be covering up your beautiful brown eyes.
You know, don't let anybody convince you otherwise.
To be someone you're not, you mean?
Which now I'm just so undeniably me that...
Yeah. And how has that even happened since I've seen you last? How is Shaylen so undeniably her now?
You know, Shaylen, depending on the day, some people, I'm like, take it or leave it. Because it's just, I'm so brutally honest
Authentic.
in myself. And just like, in fact, I think LA itself comes with like, you instantly are just like, I don't know who I am pretty much the whole time. Or... it's just, that is the process of that city. And there's nothing like wrong with it. It's just you realize that you get lost chasing something that you never had to do in the first place. And who I came back to was just who I was the whole time. It was just me.
So it was the letting go.
It's letting go. It is remembering that God takes like, because I think, I mean, you know the story of like, I obviously... I'm from Chattanooga and grew up on country music and learned how to sing in church. And that's all I wanted to do. I didn't know how to do it, but I was like, I'm determined. It was either singing veterinarian until I realized all the other things a veterinarian has to do. And I was like, I will not, because I only think of it. I only think of it as like the like sunshine and rainbows and not, I had no idea the bad stuff that they have to, unfortunately, with the job.
Right.
Couldn't be me. So I was like, obviously now singer. And so then I chased it, which lifed, and I fell into a scenario where like pop music became the driving genre that landed me in LA super young. And I was out there before you know it. It's like whatever the veil is that when you are there, you feel like you can't leave or you failed.
Or you're going to miss out. Yeah, that's interesting. Because when I was, how old were you when you moved to LA?
17.
Yeah. So I was 17 when I moved here. And I was 22 or 23 when I moved to New York City. And I went there for a record deal, and then a lot of things happened, 9/11 being one. And my record deal went away. And then I was so ashamed that I had lost my deal.
Because that was like the validation.
Absolutely.
And at the time, it did hold weight as far as like.
And I thought, I can't go back to Nashville. They figured me out. I'm really not talented. That's really interesting. A lot of us, like creators and artists and stuff, like go through that.
And it's funny in music, whatever that is, like, especially coming from like the curse and blessing of the era of music or towards the end of it, unbeknownst to any of us, that like YouTube's coming in and Facebook. And then all of a sudden overnight, it's like YouTube is blowing people up. And I'm like, I'm stuck on my first record deal and shelved at this point. And I'm like, what do you mean we run our social media? And like, can't get back the Shaylen handle once I finally get off the label. So it's like, okay, I got to learn how to do this. So then your brain switches gears. Then it's like Vine and shorter content and like somehow mashed in 6 seconds is all you had to work with. But I did mashups of covers, which Say My Name and Drunk Texting was my big claim to fame.
So,
Thank you.
Do you enjoy that part? Do you enjoy the social media part of it?
You know
enjoy
what?
is probably a strong word.
As far as I've accepted that it is the job, I have come to a happy medium of like, one, who am I to think I'm so important that if I don't post, people are going to notice?
A retweet.
You know, because I'm not. It's like I put so much weight when I'm like, no, that's not the case. You got to live your life because this, I can guarantee you right now, the amount of hours stolen in our day and we don't know it, I can't do it anymore. So it's like I'm trying to find a happy medium of when I log off, but I stack up content, but because that is my job. It's free marketing. So there is a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And it's also a chance to directly talk to people that might need you on that day of like when I get to go through a DM and like, hopefully I'm like, maybe that message today is a stranger that needed it. And it's like, if I put my perspective, which it's hard to do to stay in that headspace, but if you see it as like all the positives that it actually does offer you. And it's also a free chance for your song to blow up without putting all this money behind it anymore. Then yes, utilize that. That's silly if not.
Do you feel like you get more messages of encouragement or that, hey, what you're doing is helping me, or the I saw you and now I want to do it thing? Or do you think it's more, or is it a happy medium of negative and positive?
There's a happy medium of, it's not actually negative. It is, let's just say men and what they think, strange men that send over DMs. I'm like, my goodness gracious. Wow. So that's the other side of it. It's more, I actually, unbeknownst to any of these people, when I do get to go and open them like and try to like click through as many as I can that day, I click them on a day that their message means more to me than they even realize probably that they know. As far as like it's hard to be the artist in this day and age. Is like you get shows if you're lucky, which I'm blessed in this season. I get to actually go out and perform because LA, the live music scene and tours and how it works.
It's a hard life.
Very little.
Right.
Very little live music scene, and like the cost of getting on tour and pop music, it's like, I didn't even realize live music was so heavy present as it is in Nashville. So like that was exciting, especially now, like doing the shows I get to do that I still every night I'm like, what? So those moments remind me of my why most days, but I don't get to do that every day or there's down periods. So like to find my why with putting up songs that you're watching a number that I'm like, why am I so hyper fixated to think that this isn't a hit just because it didn't work online?
Girl, you are preaching to the choir.
You know, and there are songs of mine that I know the audience well enough to know like this audience really likes this version. And I get to like, and I'm so excited when there's a little bit off the beaten path that I share it and it works. And I know that that's like, that is the biggest blessing because let me just tell you, the end of LA, I was using finger puppets to promote my music to get anything to work.
Come on. Yeah.
Finger puppets.
Yeah.
Low moment.
Yeah.
So the fact that
she said a low moment.
Listen, I look back, I'm like, girl, we got to archive those because we're lost.
But here's the thing. If from conversations that I've been having with other artists and content creators and stuff like that, have all just said, you know, there is no magical thing clearly, but it's just, it really is when it comes to promotion and things going viral. It's like, it's just the consistency of doing it.
And let me tell you,
true for you think?
100%, because one, the first day I was like, I hope people don't think I'm fraudulent switching over because I was not supposed to be doing country music. In fact,
but why not?
Well, no, it was literally, I was all things on paper, like end of LA, 12 years, second record deal, which they were nothing but amazing. It's just energetically what was going on. And then the music, it's like, by the time it came out, if I don't love the music, how is anybody else?
Totally.
And that was truly a lot of songs that would get ripped to shreds or produced different. And like also just chasing somebody that inherently there are country melodies in pop boxes the entire way. And I'm being told, you look too Southern, you look too this, let's do this. And you could see the phases of me not knowing who I was. So how could anybody else believe that girl?
Totally.
And in an era of authenticity that it has to lead the forefront of who you are, or else everybody doesn't buy into it.
Exactly. That's why I've decided if I'm going to do this, like I'm not going to edit anything that I put up.
No.
Other than maybe this clip has to be shorter or whatever. Whatever I'm feeling at the moment, I pick up my phone. I find it so odd that we have to do that anyway.
It is strange.
And I just do it and I don't overthink it and I post it and it is what it is.
Because let me tell you, most of the time, for instance, so long story short, LA stuck. Basically, that COVID had lifted and I had officially, me and God had a big convo because a scenario where like I was about to do something to get my career to work that like I wouldn't have done this if my right mind and people advising me like, and I took a step back for a second and was like, wait, whoa. If I'm altering myself to get my music to work, that is not what God wanted. When I stepped on a stage at 6 years old and confused, but I was like, I think this is where I'm supposed to go in life. That's wrong. So take a step back. And then I was told I was like done as an artist and I was a better writer for people, which I have no problem writing for people. I've done it my whole life.
Isn't it amazing how people who can't love to tell people that they can't or they're better at this one thing or the other thing? Gosh almighty. I believed that lie for a long time. I bought that lie for a really long time.
Because you don't know any better. No one knows how to or what to do in music when you first.
They don't.
There's not a crash course.
Nope.
And it's just like you're like, obviously this person who has this accolade knows, obviously. And you fall into it and forget, what is this in here saying? Because you're told every step of the way that that's not right.
Right.
So you lose it. And I lost mine. And basically the end of COVID and like everything lifting and right before COVID, finally it looked like a tour was in place and this radio single and all the things. And that was the epitome of like, it was just like this. And it was like, which is always going to be this, but it was like so close and then detrimentally like, where does this go?
Is that around the time I met you when we wrote the first time?
No, because I don't even know. I didn't live here yet, but I had
when we wrote the first song was Smoke.
Blowing Smoke.
I love that song.
I do too.
Which you still do.
We're going to
Okay,
now that we're
talking about all these things right now.
I'm like, we had to get some things figured out. But long story short, was basically like in and out of living out of my car, had no money to my name, and I'm on this deal that I can't get out of.
Right.
And I get the offer in passing randomly for somebody to say to the current team that I had, hey, has she ever gone out to Nashville? I'd love to get her out there because she's just doing country melodies in a pop box. So this person took me out and they told them she is not the artist. She is just a writer. Do not pitch her for the artist. Like that was in my brain. So I was obviously devastated, but I had it in my brain that I was going to do this right. And then when I got back to LA, I was going to walk because I was like, God, I've tried to do this my way and I've clearly done something wrong.
Let me try your way.
Let me let go, like really let go, which is really hard to do. And I like went out to Nashville. It was just a week. I'm stuck on a label deal and I'm in scenarios that I can't get out of on paper.
Yeah.
First day, first session ever in Nashville because I'd only wanted to come here my whole life and never got to. I write a song called What If I Don't? And that song and the scenario of just singing, I couldn't stop buying waterproof mascara at the season I was in. I thought I was marrying somebody, my career, all these things combined. I just was devastated all the time. So I found the world's best waterproof mascara. But I walked in with that idea and was just like, I know that that's a little too pop of a concept. So like, teach me your ways.
Yeah.
But in like 45 minutes, basically out came What If I Don't?
Those are the best ones.
And let me tell you, that little song that was never intended to be mine, I left there and God, clear as day, I kid you not, and then sent a hummingbird my way, which that was a whole other scenario.
Yeah.
But it was like, go back and do what you think is impossible and you think is failing. Flip your life upside down because I'm gonna make it work. And then what's on the other side is bigger than the idea or dream that you could have ever imagined. And I was like, all right, sir.
I either have to trust you or not.
You're either
God or you're a madman, right?
And I'm like, or I'm just finally going insane and I'm hearing this person in my brain. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I'm gonna do it. So I write that whole week, write half of the songs that have come out or like coming out now, but go back and the label and how much in the red I was. And I was like, listen, guys, I'll give you the first option. Maybe we partner with somebody out there, but I love you. You've done nothing but support me and believe in me. And I'm switching over to what I've always wanted to go back to. And here we go.
What I'm from.
They were like, kid, listen, you're so far in the red that partnering with somebody out there, like,
it's not an option.
It's not an option. Just go. Walk.
Wow.
Unheard of. So they have nothing but like the biggest place in my heart.
Yeah.
And then the scenario and the 12 years of what I was in on like a team, all the things got out of that. And then I basically had to suck up the fact that this is not failing if I leave this city.
That's right.
I am just going
You're
somewhere.
just letting go, going where it's resistance free.
And let me tell you, like an old watch that your grandpa gives you that he's like, this is worth millions of dollars. But do not go to a pawn shop that gives you anything less.
Right. Because
they do exist. Trust me, they'll see the value. And you go to 30 different pawn shops or cities.
Yep.
And then there's one that they're like, oh my God, we know what this is, what the value holds. But sometimes you don't realize you're the watch in this city that no one sees the value. It's not you. It's just people around you that don't understand. And you got to place yourself somewhere that does. And that was Nashville for me because I came here, I sat on the floor and ate blueberries and said, I'm going back to what I know. This is not fraudulent. I'm from Tennessee, but I just love country music.
Yeah.
And here's a song I wrote that I think is going to be my first single.
Who was the first person to say yes?
As far as
they agreed with you.
The internet blew my life up in a month because that video went, and in 6 months, my life changed, and then I'm on the Grand Ole Opry stage doing a debut 9 months in.
Unbelievable.
And that's because I literally said, if more than Peggy Sue, my sweet mama, is listening to that in 6 months, I will know that I'm supposed to stay. If not, this was just me putting out something independently that I was proud of at the end of the day, that when I walk.
Which is, that's what you got to do anyway. It's
and
like,
if you don't
put out what you
out,
believe in.
It's like small little seeds.
Totally.
Let me tell you, have these videos that when you get so detached from the outcome and views, typically is when it's like it energetically, magically does something, because I was so far removed from like what it did, and so just in a space of gratitude and excitement for like, I'm proud of that.
How did you do that though? How did you get to a place where you're like, if it gets 100 views, if it gets 10,000 views, if it gets 1 million views, whatever, how did you get to the place of it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm not going to give it that much weight?
I was stripped so far down as far as like my actual life and who I was and what I came out of to make it out of. I don't know if we can put that in there, but to know that I had gotten to a place where I was like, it is all you, buddy. This is nothing to do with me, because I can't anymore. And like, I went back to who I was all along. It's just I chased 12 different versions.
We all do that, babe.
We all do that. But I was so okay with who I was for the first time, and not one person could tell me that I wasn't that girl. Because I was like, I wrote that song. I'm still not convinced. All my songs, it's a stream of consciousness.
Totally, yeah.
That God's like, this is what I'm giving you today. Grab
You're not creating a very similar way. So.
So it's like, I just grabbed that whole week, and it was like, I got to sing how I wanted to sing, and like be who I was, thinking that I wasn't going to be the artist singing them. So I had no ego attached to them. And I just said what I would say.
You just wanted to bring what was in you forth.
And let me tell you, that space of where I was when I got here, and energetically what it did, I think, being there, and then to remain there, because then all of a sudden you're like, I did this, it's mine. And like, as humans, that's the whole ebb and flow of God, like being like, hey, do you remember how this happened? Where are we? Because it's on your terms again. And so that has been my biggest challenge this last couple months of like, okay, I'm stripped down again. I'm stripped all the way down. And it's like the views, and just knowing that like, it's not up to me.
Right.
I know that some people.
There's no control.
There's not a hashtag in the universe that like they say it is.
I'm so in that same place with you right now.
Let me tell you.
I fully understand that.
There's not a science. There's nothing. But
I literally posted, because Grits came out a week ago.
Which
and
also,
thank you.
The acronym to that, I was like, Of course he did that.
Well, thank
Of
you.
course.
It's all about my girls raised in the South. But the thing was, I actually posted because it's like I've said to people, I'm like, if I'm joyful, I will tell you I'm joyful. I'm not going to get on here and fake it. Of course, I want my song to go viral. Everybody's like, Shane, what are you going to do to make it go viral? What are you going to make? I'm like, I can't make anything do anything. God is completely in control. So I'm going to pray about it.
Don't mind me.
And I'm going to let it go. Like I'm just going to be me. I'm going to keep releasing songs that I love and talk to people and love on people. And that's part of my contribution of why I'm here. Like I can't
100%
force anything. I mean, it's just like, you could ask Aaron and be like, oh my God, Shane, can you even spell country? Half the time I don't have my readers on and I'm just not even reading them. I'm just like hashtag this and hashtag.
You can't, and
you
just find I've found a happy balance to remember like one, my job for a living, I get to make songs.
Girl.
First of all, we write songs on a floating rock and get a salary.
Child, I was sitting with this girl the other day that I just met. Her name is Cassidy Daniels. Do you know her?
I know that
Little
name.
Auburn-haired girl, sings her face off.
I think I've seen her videos and she's ridiculous.
Yeah, she's like Kelly Clarkson meets Loretta Lynn. It's like, sings her face off, sings for the blood of Jesus. Well, we were sitting there talking and I just looked at her and she's singing the song and I said, my God, I love what we get to. I love my job. I love that you just came in this room. I just met you. I don't know anything about you really. And then all of a sudden this thing comes out of heaven into us and through us and we put it out and it can make an impact or create an escape for people in the world. That is the coolest. It's just like when I met you and then here came this idea and we were off to the freaking races and everybody loved it and I loved it and then you sang your face off. So I fully believe that people like you, people like Cassidy, I have so many friends that are such amazing singers, such incredible artists that because you're being your authentic self, that's when it's going to work. 100%. And we can't be worried about all the other crap. We don't have. And what is success anyway? Success is that you're sitting with me right now. We love each other and we're talking about
we do
our
music
dreams.
And we like make a salary that is 0.001%. And then if your loved ones or like people around you that are healthy and happy, you're the richest person in the world.
Absolutely. And I also really, really love and admire that, even with not having a big old hit song on the radio or some shit that's going so crazy viral, like you're out there on the road dogging it, yo.
Love it.
And the greatest thing about that is you get that immediate, that's what's so great about the theater, in New York.
I love it.
You get
that exchange,
and
to hear a story,
that energy, that vibration,
it's the only reason,
inspiration, like to see people react to something. Like when we just did the Key West Songwriters Festival a couple months ago and I hadn't done it in a long time and getting to see people react to something new that I'd never sung before.
You forget it's good.
You're like, oh.
Because it's like it didn't go viral, but this space or like somebody doesn't like it, but then you see somebody in real life, you're like, oh yeah.
And they come over to you and they want to tell you, oh my gosh, I've lived that, or that, oh, I love the groove of that, or please put that out, because we let business people and other people get in our heads and be like, well, you got to do it like this. And you have a 5-week setup and you got to.
And you outright the next one and you're like, but this is better now. And you forget that this is like, no. Totally. That one's freaking solid. Don't forget about her.
Still great.
And it's like that right there is like the whole essence of just like what and it's so funny how like in certain seasons he uses certain things to be like, hey, let's go back over here to remember like one, you're so blessed as far as like we're doing this right now. You came into my life where I was like, oh my God, this is like a person that unbeknownst to me, I'm going to need you at certain like, and your dearest husband, I'm like, you both have been like, I forget in the back of my head, there are people you call that are safe. They're safe place.
Totally. Absolutely.
And
that's
like,
what I want to be for everybody.
And you let people create and you're just that like today when I walked in, I was like, this is the best thing of my week today because I get to see Shane.
Thank you.
And whether we write songs or not.
Right.
But it's funny because what we'll never know is that you posting your video, having the courage to, whoever so-and-so behind the screen is like, if you get a hate comment that day, it's like, how about you make your page on private, share your craft online and keep going every day and see how that feels. Or we'll never know that we just gave somebody in Alaska the hope that
They
you know
can
what?
make it through.
I feel like she's similar to me. I'm going to go and do it.
Right.
Or the fact that like I never got into this for that moment of people looking at me.
Right.
It was on church. I was bringing in the sheaves at 6 years old.
Come on, bringing in the sheaves.
My first solo.
Wow.
Miss June gave it to me. But I basically, that was the first time, and my little brain at 6 doesn't know what it's processing. But like one, that's the closest I've ever felt to God, if I could describe what that feeling was. But two, this exchange, like the however long we're at a show together, and if it's just 20 minutes, I get to share my story, preach the gospel, because I am not standing on that stage without him.
Right.
This is not my works.
Right.
So let me put that into this show to show you like, hey, one, if I'm standing here, let me tell you there's not any reason other than him that I should be.
And that there's hope for you as well.
There is hope. And I hope that when you walked in there, whatever you were feeling, by the time you leave, that we realize that over one song for however many minutes, we are all going through shit.
Totally.
We are all one person.
Totally.
Be kind to each other.
Right.
Because that room, we're kind to each other and we don't even know it. So go out and keep doing that. Two, I hope that you feel a little bit better, or if you need to feel angry and you block that guy because of it, hell yeah. But everything is me processing something in real time of all these things that happen in life. And when I write them, it's like a blueprint that I'm about to give you because I've done it and I don't need it anymore. So if it's 10 people that see that video and the algorithm blocks it, I know that one of those 10, for some reason they saw it and they needed to. And I'll never know that. But I have to remember I'm not saving anybody with my songs. I'm not playing that
you know of.
He did it because he spoke through me, but the ego that sometimes I think comes with like we have done like a godlike thing,
totally,
or like we're like this incredible person, and I'm like I'm just lucky that I was able to be clear-headed enough to hear like, hey, this is the vibes for today, and make it into something with a cosmic group of humans that we don't know what it's going to turn out to be because one person throws off a room.
Oh my God,
you don't know. But I know that when I get a demo back, I will never take for granted after this particular season. Just excited that I got to hear a song that I wrote back and recorded, and it is freaking awesome. Because I think down to the smallest little things, I forgot instead of the what's next mentality, nothing's good enough, nothing's big enough. Right there alone, I at 15 years old I couldn't wait the excitement and joy to hear back just a recording.
Right.
And it's where do we lose that?
Right.
Where do we lose that? Like, that's our job. Who gets to do that? Because let me tell you, not a lot of people, or they have external people around them saying, you're not. And they like remain like, they don't go and chase it. And that's what I like, hopefully if it's one person, if it's 10, but the putting feelings into words and like, hopefully like the body of work from start to finish, there is whatever feeling, there's a song for it. Because that's all I have to give you. And hopefully by the end of my life, I leave the world a little better than when I got here. And so,
I swear to God, this type of conversation has come up so much this week. Literally, that was one of the things I said for the promo for this podcast.
Why are we saying all the same things?
Like, hopefully, I mean, you were talking about Job earlier. You were saying God, his dog spelled backwards. It's like, that is the goal, is to leave it a little better than you found it, right?
Because what are we doing here if not?
Exactly.
And whatever that looks like and why I go through these, why anybody gets the hand of cards that they get, it's like you get them and it's what you do with it. Because I think like sometimes I wonder, in an overall scheme, I'm like, are there books that are being like, from what happens in our life?
Totally.
It's like the book of Shane.
Yeah.
Because I don't know thousands of years from now and whatever happens and when he comes back, like, it's like, am I supposed to take, and maybe it's not in my lifetime. Maybe
that you'll see it all.
It's like David. It's like the son is really where all the hardships that he doesn't know are happening because of his son that's going to go out and live the bigger, like I have to keep reminding myself the bigger picture.
There's a way bigger picture. And that's the most exciting thing for me too about music is like long after we're gone, it'll still be here.
It'll still be here.
I still listen to so many artists that have passed on and there's such a vibration of life in it.
Oh
and
my
things
God.
that take me, like, I know when you're in the car and you hear a song that you've known since you were a child, it puts you right back
Sound,
in that
smell.
place where you were the first,
That's all I
good
wanted
or
was
bad.
to be that soundtrack
Absolutely.
for people. I want to be like, I want to be somebody's first makeout. But I'm like, I don't make those kind of songs yet.
Right, yeah.
Heartbreak songs only. But it's like, I want to be a soundtrack for people. Because
Do you
nowadays,
think that's what you want your legacy to be? Is you want to be the soundtrack for people?
I hope
what
that
is
I am a soundtrack for your, if I have a song in the catalog that it's like a freaking wedding dance that I don't know I'm about to be somebody, I will never know.
Right.
And I think that's the coolest thing. As like, who knows where my songs are, what they're doing. Like, but they're little seeds that are out there. And like, you just put them out. Don't be scared to put them out. Or
And sometimes there's a gestation period. It takes a minute for things to grow. It's
literally 3 to 6 months when you release something, no matter what.
Totally.
Don't even think about the numbers it's doing.
Right.
And like videos, half my videos, nothing number wise happens till like 2 months later.
Wow. This is like therapy for me because, I'm actually finally doing this for me for the first time. It's very strange to focus on myself. Like I've always been the person behind the scenes helping everybody else.
Be a
Oh, you should
vessel.
try this and you should try this.
100%.
And what if we, and because you can't always sing all your songs.
No.
And, so everything isn't for me. I've also learned though that sometimes reading the room, which you understand is very important when you might have an idea. That's a really great idea.
But you got to dig for it.
That, or it might be something that particular artist can't carry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they're not meant to.
The conversation that you might have, and then you've got this really cool, deep kind of thing, and they're just not ready to carry it yet. And sometimes you write it, and sometimes you don't. I've learned to sometimes. I'm listening better. Because I could be a bit of a steamroller. Because, when we're in this creative space, here it comes.
I'm
my
like,
gosh, get out of the way. I'll get out of the way. Here it comes.
I'm like, let me take the lead.
Right. And I'm like, turn on the microphone.
100%.
That's how Grits happened. I'd written
thank God,
3 or 4 songs that day already with a Christian artist. So I was in a completely different headspace. And we were in the Hollywood Hills when we wrote the song. We went to Beverly Hills to an Airbnb to record the songs. When he was done, I had this idea. And I said to Ted T, my producer, co-producer, I was like, I have this idea and I need this beat. Don't play any chords. I'll tell you what I want. Just turn on the microphone and let me just sing this thing down. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when they come, they're coming and just get out of the way.
I'm like, it's like a little like diarrhea. I'm like, stop that.
Absolutely.
But it's coming.
How have you, okay, so since I saw you, because I didn't even know you got a new record deal until I saw it. A social media post.
Yes.
Which thank God for social media for things like that. And because I was like, congratulations, I love you, get on an airplane. And then Eric's like, Shaylen's on my airplane.
Bro, I literally, because right in the
literally on the airplane.
when you guys were like, come this day during Thanksgiving, and then life during that week, I was like, life has life.
Life be lifing.
Life has life.
So how did that happen?
You know what's so funny is that my whole life I was the era that, like I said, curse and a blessing, because my brain, and to switch it so many times over the last 10 years of like social media, this like thinking a label was the only way.
Only way, right.
And then like getting here and no option but to like put these songs out and just do it independent.
And see what happens.
I was like, you know what? It's a first. Hopefully like whatever.
Why not? You hadn't tried it. It was trying something new.
I was so scared because I was like, I have to find a label before I release anything because that's just what I believe.
And sometimes it's hard to get the people in the room to believe, oh, great, she's going to release it independently.
And the wins,
and
like, and writers, and I'm like, I give everyone masters, don't worry.
Right.
I'm like, it'll be worth it.
Totally.
Because I was like, okay, if I'm doing this independent, let me see, like, can I do this?
Let me help everybody win too.
I want,
if it wins.
Especially songwriters,
Totally.
I'm like, please take it if I have it. And not to say that labels aren't incredible.
Totally.
It's
because
just,
when they work, they work. But
they
when they don't,
work. But you have to start the spark for them to throw the gasoline on.
That's right.
And like developing, I needed to develop myself as a human when I got here and take a step back and be like, there was some things I had to heal just as an overall human level. And I knew she's in there, and finally having the nobody around me for the last 12 years to say who I was when I'm like, am I that? So to find that girl and sit with like, I think I'm pretty sure I know her and trust my intuition again. I trusted that I was like, I'm sharing this clip no matter what anybody says. And I know like transitioning over and the timelines and it's never going to be perfect. I'm going to eat up blueberries on my floor and say, I'm switching. Love you guys. Hopefully you join me along on the journey. If not, and just ate blueberries and played the song.
Right. Totally.
And I was just like, and at the time, I didn't even know if it was going to get pitched still. I was like, I don't know. But right now, this gut feeling.
This is what if I don't, that song. Right.
And I was like, this gut feeling was just like, you're going to sit down and do this. And I'm like, I'm going to just follow this girl because we've ignored her for a long time. So I think that's her or I'm going nuts. And sure enough, I sat on my floor, ate blueberries. If it weren't for that gut feeling, my life wouldn't have changed probably. Because whatever cosmic stars, the algorithm, all the things, that video started
just came into alignment. Okay.
Snowball. And it's like, they're like entities in LA that like I met years ago that it either didn't line up or they couldn't do anything. There is a good handful of those people that played a part in this season that I never could have imagined.
Really?
Like somebody that worked at a certain building that sent me the video saying, hey, is this you in a new song that's coming out? Do you mind if I send it to the Nashville office?
No way.
Support right away. And the playlist that I landed on, like Apple has driven and has been there. And if it wasn't for them, they started it as far as like getting it outside of social media. And like, honestly, I know some of the songs, I've written in the 2 years, like over 300 songs because I just was in a phase where I'd spit out.
Yeah.
And it's like finding the girl, finding who I was, leaning into like being respectful coming into this genre, but knowing like I still had these like merges of like all this subconscious, like it's a blend. It's not one girl most of the time. You got rock, pop, country, like all the things. But it was finding her in the meantime and then knowing like this song it is a massive song, but it's not yet. It's too big for social media to comprehend. That's where radio comes in, where it's like, I know what a radio song is and when it's time. I know this audience and what they like and what it caters to.
It's a grower, not a shower.
100%, honey. 100%.
So the person that sent that song to the label, was it to Jimmy Harnan?
Well, that was just Apple. Okay. So I got Apple's support independently. And then basically, long story short, at the time, what if I don't organically 8 months in 2.5 million a week on streams?
Wow.
Yeah.
And you own the master.
We'll talk about that
At
later.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did see on MasterWise like what I'd never seen that.
What the potential was.
I was like, oh, what? And granted, like a genre that is still heavily present, thank God, in radio, it's finding the fine line of when to jump onto that, like, it's
pour
time.
that gasoline on the fire, yeah.
And like also like, it is just a thing as far as like, there is, how do I carefully say this? The female space and labels wanting to make sure that they feel like they are catering to each female at each label.
Right.
And that is great. I get it.
And that you have something to cut through.
Yes. And it's like, we want to do this, but you're behind this person on slots for a year. And I'm like, but we got to do it.
Now.
I would assume now.
Yeah.
So I met with a lot of labels. And also when I first came here, I had to leave the pop stuff up.
Yeah.
And so people are confused as far as like, they don't know if I'm an LA girl that just came and decided to do country. Not knowing my background, not enough press out. It's just, I have one song
not even willing to really understand your background.
No. And like, then you go on Google and it's like, if you don't dig or like, it's like the first thing you see is like, oh, I have my opinions made up. And it's like, that's fine.
Okay.
I get it. I will make sure that my top 5 on Spotify are country in 6 months.
Right.
Which was hard to do because I was like, the momentum, sure enough, thank you God, because it was unheard of, but every video and song I shared in that time period, instantly viral.
Wow.
Instantly. And like all different kind of songs. So for whatever reason, like I said, it was like whatever the algorithm, it was like, okay, we're in it. I don't know if I don't know.
If it was divine intervention
but
or
my
what. Yeah.
God, thank you. Because I know how much of a rare scenario that is.
Totally. Especially
coming in, the first song I ever put out in this space is the song, like it just goes boop. And I know that's unheard of. So like I know how blessed, like, and the timelines and the timing, it had to happen that way. Supposed to. I couldn't, God, there was no way of shifting that timeline. I wouldn't have been the person and gone through what I had gone through before writing the song and where I was at. So thankfully that top 5 changed in 6 months because I was like, I'll change it in 6 months. So when I met with everybody, it was like I met with all of them and then it was like, okay.
Them being all the majors.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it still didn't feel like,
you're my person.
It was like, I don't know if am I jumping too soon? Is he going to keep doing what he's doing? Let me figure this out.
Yeah.
And so I had gone last February, basically a scenario with a previous major. And I was like, okay, Big Machine wanted to meet. And I was like, I went because my electric and everything that morning and Wi-Fi got shut off for whatever reason. And I'm like, I had to go get ready in the lobby. And I was like, I'm going to center myself because today is February 22nd, which is 222, which is my number.
Right.
And I was like, so we're already off to like, this is going to tell me all I need to know today. For whatever reason, that number always stays with me. So I'm getting ready in my lobby bathroom. I picked the newest Stephen Furtick sermon to listen to as I center myself. And I'm like, I'm going to walk in there and know that I hold value and that I've worked to develop this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be strong in that because I don't need anybody.
Right.
I need you to see the value and want to do something.
I want you to want me to win and vice versa.
And it's an equal thing. I'm not begging at this scenario.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let me get in that headspace.
Okay.
Turn on Stephen Furtick. First thing he starts off with Amazing Grace, which is the song that it's a
Everything.
big staple in my life. But then he starts off, and for whatever reason, the chapter that he chose is Proverbs 3:5 for the day, which is the Bible verse on my side and has guided me my entire life.
Which is?
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understandings. May he be with you in all that you do, and he will make your path smooth and straight.
Amazing.
And that has literally how it's shown up and where it showed up is wild. Different day, different story.
Yeah.
But that's what he starts off with. And I'm like, what is going on? So I was like, all right, preach. Okay. So then I leave. Basically, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, all right, since I've been through the ringer, and I just want somebody to be like, yes, we see it. If this is not a movie scenario, and I do not have a deal in my email, which that's crazy. But if that's not what it is, I will know to continue on as I've been doing.
Just keep it moving. Right.
Sure enough, freaking... I meet with them and Mr. Scott walks in and
did you sing for them live in the room?
What's funny is that he was like, do you have some songs? Do you want to do a cappella? And I was like, I mean, I don't have a guitar with me today or piano, but I can do a cappella. I was like, you got a sound bar over there. I can show you all the demos I have right now that I love. And it was so funny in that meeting. I was like, which one would you like? Because the songs right now, let me show you where we're going just so you get a feel production wise. Because they're a little off kilter from what you're used to. So let me just see. And he was like, the sound bar doesn't work. I said, are you pulling this on me right now, the sound bar card? The speaker that doesn't work? I said, lucky for you, these songs cut through on a phone. So I'll do it for you. So I played 3 demos off my phone. And they're like more rock punk country leaning, just to give them an idea of like there is very much this side of me, and I'm not going to cater to. There is going to be different girls. And then 3 songs on a phone, didn't even sing a cappella, and there's a deal in my email.
Wow!
Before I leave, and I was like, interesting, God, interesting. And Scott saw it right then and there. He was just like,
let's do it.
Let's do it. And basically I was like, all right, that's all I need to know. And I was super stoked because I'm like, it has been such a fun journey as far as like, and learning, like they're one of the best to do it at radio.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's just been like a growing process in who I am as an artist and like my voice. And so we're finally, because we had 117 songs we narrowed it down to 117, but I walked in with 247 songs. And he was like, I don't know in the history of having a new artist if I've ever had this problem of like 6
this much
albums.
arsenal, right? Yeah.
He was like, because every song I've heard is like, I don't know how we narrow this down. And I was like,
you get great A&R ears on it. And there's a couple over there that I could definitely say would know.
100%, which they've been. But it was funny. I think I didn't know. Like LA, it's a funny scenario with labels and how it works.
Totally.
And like walking in and like, you either have to have that or you don't, and you have a virality. But all things combined, I think I overwhelmed them at first. Scott's like, I don't know what to choose. I was like, I don't either, but I could tell you my little ego side of
totally.
and like get a feel for curating it to sound like one girl when you press play, because there are songs in there that weren't supposed to be mine.
Right.
I didn't write them for me.
you. Right. But that's okay. You're an actress.
But also, when I first got here, I didn't know who that was.
Totally.
Some of them work in the season.
You're figuring them out.
And some I knew right when I wrote them, that is mine. It's not yet. So half of those songs that we're curating down to like an album that I think is planned. I think we have singles for the next 6 weeks consistently until September. And then 2 duets that I'm really excited about, but can't say yet.
Okay.
And then an album at the top of 2026, which will be my first album in the entire 17 years of doing this. I've never.
And that's something that was like overnight success. No, 17 years.
17 years. And I've never put out a full album.
That's the thing I've been talking about with everybody is that if I had made it, because I also two different record deals that just went away, just had a third one that I decided not to do and just to go for it independently so that I could do what I want to do. But, and who knows what'll happen, but just if I had made it then, I don't know that that my spirit man would be in the place that it's in now. Like, I feel like I really can, I hold space for that. Like, I can be exactly who I am, stand for what I believe in, sing songs about that. Like, my project is really, it's country and it's pop and it's worship. It's all the things. It's probably going to be called Everything I Am and Some of What I'm Not. Because,
love that.
You know, I'll sing songs about boys, I'll sing songs about girls, sing songs about Jesus, sing songs that are pop, sing songs that are country. Everything and all of it is me and some of it isn't.
And
you know
why
what I mean?
not? Who is anybody to tell you what
Exactly.
you should say?
Exactly. But I think, you know, I moved to Nashville it was 1996 when I came here originally, right out of high school.
Why? It's not that long ago, but it
so
seems
long
like
ago.
archaic right
Right.
now. I'm
and
like,
it totally was. It feels like that to me sometimes. It feels like yesterday, and you know, I've watched the complete evolution, but I left here in 2001 to go to New York, and I was there for 15 years. So I've lived this whole other life. But if I had made it then, I'd be an absolute mess.
I mean,
I would literally be like, I wouldn't.
Rehab is what signed me up for that. Is
Right.
where I was headed.
Yeah.
17, and like we should have on paper, like everything was like that. You make it, and the deal that we fell into, and like we had a TV show, and like we're kids. Looking back, I'm like, God was like, you will all be on some sort of substance that you.
And that rejection really does end up being God's protection.
Rejection is protection,
Yeah.
baby.
It really,
Rejection is
really,
protection.
really is.
It's really weird you just said that, because in my
No, it's not.
when I tell you at 3:30 this morning, giving my quote for a song that I was like, this song gives you a sense of like X, Y, and Z, but knowing that rejection is protection.
And the thing that I think also that people don't understand doing this, not just the vulnerability side, but and the amount of work is like from writing the song to recording the song to figuring out who's producing it, figuring out how you're going to pay for who's producing it, making sure all the splits are right, getting the artwork done, everybody having their opinion about the artwork and redoing that, trying to get it up, and just all the things that you have to do just to then get the song out. So it is personal, and it is
like my baby.
Emotional,
Yes.
but it's also emotional like when everybody's saying, oh, well, it's not popping off yet, or it's not popping off right now, so you need to move on to the next or whatever. It's really great that you're saying that. You know, it's like, hey, sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years. I've had friends that put out songs years ago that didn't go viral until years later.
Can we talk about Fleetwood Mac having their first '1 in this era because of a man with a skateboard and a hot dog?
Totally. You're right.
And it's like, that song has been out, 20 years? And it's like, you do not know until you put that seed out when. And let me tell you, quite frankly, in this era, I try myself personally, you do not know for at least 6 months what it's doing. Because the algorithm that is consistently changing on these, and then the amount of uploads a day, now we put AI artists in those uploads.
Totally, yeah.
360,000 submissions a day to DSPs for songs. So a day.
We have between 40 and 100,000 songs that come out every Friday.
You're cutting and
trying to cut through.
You're cutting through, and now we're up against fake artists that are robots that you don't even know. I was listening to a whole playlist.
The only thing I can say is that I hope that people, because it is a vibration and it is spirituality and it is a thing.
If you feel it internally, because let me tell you, that's how I knew about What If I Don't, was like I was able however, to take a step back, and for the first time I think maybe the only time in my career, I heard it as a consumer and not an artist that had an attachment. For whatever reason, I think maybe because I didn't think I was going to get to be the artist ever and I was quitting. And like whatever that, like at the time, not knowing it worked in my favor, to hear a song and feel what I felt, no ego, not me singing it and being like, I sound great. It was like, oh my God, if I feel this, somebody else is going to feel this and need it. Because right now, like whatever, and I wouldn't recut, like the demo vocal is on an SM7. And it's like, I could not, and I refused.
Couldn't beat it.
Because I will always recut a vocal.
Darling, if it was good enough for Michael Jackson, it's good enough for us.
Let me tell you. And like, listen, all the songs that like typically in this era, who knows what a hit is, but the songs that do pop off are imperfect.
Totally.
That vocal is an imperfect vocal that has a little too much this or that on it to like, because it's an SM7.
It is what it is.
It was supposed to be a demo. And so, but I knew whatever that was, I was like, I will not recut it no matter who wants to recut it. And
because there's a vibration, there's a feeling, there's a life in it.
Can't recreate whatever I felt that day.
Totally.
And like spilled out of me. I remember I had tears running down my face.
That's when you know.
And sometimes it's like, I was going to put out another song first that I thought like this with the genre and coming into it, this is all in all, like, this is what it is. And then probably 2 weeks before I was like,
why am I trying to make something happen? I know
I was like,
about
no,
this feeling.
This is the one. And I was like, and it has to happen on June 22nd. Or July 22nd.
When you went into the label meeting over at Big Machine, what was the first song that you played for them?
There are actually 3 demos that aren't out yet, but
really?
It's one was out called Been There Before. And then 2 of them, Want Me and Good Girl Gone are what they're called. Okay. And let me tell you, they are the most like, I am not your typical.
Yeah.
So let me show you that because I'm not going to cater.
Great, because you don't need to. We don't need another copy of Gretchen Wilson. She already happened. You know
and
what I'm
listen,
saying? Like,
there's hints of all of those.
Totally, absolutely.
There's hints.
We all have influences.
My whole life subconsciously is like my first CD, Uncle Cracker, but also first concert, Britney.
Come on,
my dad literally, my mom did my interludes. I was obsessed with Follow Me, and you had to buy CDs at that point. That I feel old.
Totally.
But it's like my mom didn't know that the interludes on that album, you have like the C word on there.
Oh, totally.
And like my dad who comes home was like, Peggy Sue. She's like, what? She wanted the song, and he was like, do you know what it's saying in there? And then Britney Spears, like, I'm up. He's like, my dad's in front of me and I'm at the concert. She comes out with Snake, Slave for You. I roll my crop top up and I'm like, this. And he turns around. He's like, get the down. He was like, you're either going to be an entertainer or something else. But what the hell?
But it's not going to be on a pole.
I'm like.
Right. So that's a great thing, actually. So who was the artist for you then? Because was it Britney Spears? Was it like that was the person you're
Cher,
like, I want? Really? You were so young for Cher, though.
Let me tell you, I would sit up on the ottoman. I would take newspaper clippings and make them into tickets and tell everyone they had to come, and I would sit on my fireplace
and I'd
like, believe in life after love. And that was a staple. There was like Hey Jude always playing.
Really? I love that.
And then you have NSYNC, you have Britney, you have the one who through and through is Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds that I will figure out a way.
Dave Matthews?
My icon, my
hero. I would
hero.
have never thought that.
Let me tell you,
Are you ready for
know.
This? I danced for my Opryland audition because I auditioned for Opryland, which was a thing here when I was 15 years old.
Stop it.
To a Dave Matthews song for my dance audition. It was I was there when the bear ate his head, thought it was a candy.
Deep Dave.
Yeah.
Deep Dave.
Like first album. I don't understand the best. What would you say? Don't bite the mailman, you're lucky on
he's up-tempos.
Don't my lifeline.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's totally what I danced to.
Let me tell you that man because the band and him are incredible. I've seen like 8 concerts because funny enough, I do this for a living, but don't really like going to concerts actually.
Why?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it's too many people. I get claustrophobic. It's loud.
It's a very different thing now though too, because I will say my very first concert was Tina Turner.
Oh my God.
And
I am so jealous.
and I appreciate those moments so much. And it was here in Nashville at the Starwood Amphitheater. And I've since met people that I know in LA and in my life now that were all at that same concert.
Shut up.
Now, if it were now, I would have known, you know, but then the magic of
concerts were different.
Well, no one had their phones up.
Exactly.
No one is recording every single, just be there present in the moment. Like if you go to a Bruno concert, like when he's doing his duo, in Vegas, they take your phones.
I love that.
That would be so incredible if that could happen now.
I think that's why when
everyone's just looking at
walking-
each other and feeling the vibes of everybody and just having a great time and
It's the
being
whole reason
so
you're there.
absolutely
It's to be one person.
not just to post that I was there.
And when do
which
we
is
go
still
back and
look at
look
me.
at those videos? Because I sure have never.
Never.
I don't look at a food photo post that I'm like, why do I have all of these?
It's so sad.
And
I
you
can
had to
only
be so intentional on like VHS and stuff of like what you would film because you have only so much, or a CD you'd burn.
Well, there was a mystery, you know, when
There was mystery with artists. You didn't know what you had to go buy the pamphlets to know what their favorite color was.
Oh my God, that, or wait for them to come on the Tonight Show or a morning show or see an article in a magazine or Teen Beat or, you know, and people had posters of people. And it's like, I wish I didn't know as much as I know about artists now.
I don't want to know.
I will say, you know, because they say never meet your heroes. I've met several heroes and it's all been very positive. I haven't had negative experiences really with a lot of people. That's why I get super, super defensive about certain artists. If someone has something to say, I'm like, you do not remotely know this person
also,
or how they live their life or who they are.
No,
like
especially social media.
Oh yeah.
I also 3 chances for somebody I meet because we're peers. Also,
Totally.
Females in general, like we all feel a type of way. We have an external thing called a period that throws us off some days, or you're just getting hit by life. So 3 times I meet you where I'm like,
yeah, and then we're like, okay,
like listen,
I
I'm
fucks
like
with
by
you
the
or I don't.
3rd, if you're like still a butthole to me, I'm like, okay, it's cool. We're gonna call it what it is. But usually 2nd or 3rd meetings with people, especially females, we're really good homies now. And if I would have judged you off the first
you think
meeting,
you're a girl's girl?
Oh my God, I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah.
100%. I give off I'm a dude because one, growing up with all boys.
Yeah, but yeah.
Also the Lord, I think.
And just living life.
I just give off like I also had to, there's a level of making sure that you fight for yourself in certain circumstances that like you maybe have a more masculine sense. But as far as like, I do not care if I'm friends with an artist that we know each other and I don't know your wife. Wherever I see you, her and I, buddies, always. And I will act like I actually don't know you until I see her. I will make sure that my girls, there's a scenario here that I gave her the receipts she needed. And I was like, I got the tea for you. No, we're great friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, I will always be a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Because
it's definitely probably harder for, especially because of social media, because you see a certain thing online and then you meet a person in person.
The amount of times everyone has been like, wow, I did not want to like you based online.
Right,
and like,
totally.
And I'm like, do I give off like...
Or like where now being a reality star is almost, it makes you more famous than being an actual movie star. Like a movie star is playing a persona or a character, but if you're a reality star, you're being yourself unless it's incredibly produced and a scripted reality thing.
Right now, those are...
Right, which that's the majority of what it is.
Yes.
It's not like the real world was, you know. But it's pretty amazing, like the access everyone thinks they have if they're watching someone on television. And now it's transferring over into your Instagram. You're a reality star because you're going viral on Instagram or people...
That's what
showing up at your house, like
the format of shows and movies.
Totally.
Like, why do you think that the Brad Pitts and Leos are like Timothy Chalamet and Dune? I'm like, okay, that we're onto something here as far as like people are getting hired for jobs on Netflix and stuff due to social media following.
Totally.
And now it's becoming like the same thing in music where it's like we're looking at numbers.
Right.
Most of the time when I meet half of these people in real life and who they are online, it is wild to me that I'm like, who are you? Because that is not who I'm following over here, or vice versa.
Right.
It's like you don't know about them online and then you meet them and you're like, wait a second. But to translate it is also a whole other world.
Right.
Oh my goodness gracious. Because it's like you got to get it to cut through and be like buy into somebody's personality. And not all personalities that are amazing cut through on a phone. Where they're like, I feel awkward doing this all the time. And if somebody were to film my life, it would be like Ashton Kutcher is like punked face. I'm like, could anybody follow me? Because TSA in the scenario I just had with, we'll expose ourselves because we don't gatekeep.
Right.
A girl, we went through some things that for the first time in her life, she lost a lot of weight out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we built a booty that we just, God, we were so
booty.
excited. I was like, that's a booty last summer. We've lost her. We have a little bit of a flapjack again now.
Is that stress? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. We'll talk.
Okay.
Withered.
Do you
like
feel,
47 pounds.
Well, do you feel like right now, as far as whatever the dream is, that you're living your dream now fully? Like, do you feel like it's finally you're if you're not on the launching pad, you're stepping onto the launching pad? Do you feel like you're seeing yourself get to where you want to be? Or do you feel like you're hitting your head on the ceiling still? Like, what do you feel like right now?
You know what? I've
Honestly.
had to change the idea of what it means to me, which who knows I'm sure it'll play out later on of why. I've had to change what that looks like for me and what success is. Because one, I'm successful just by having my loved ones wake up and healthy. I'm successful by waking up
At all.
day.
That's a miracle in itself.
Two, it has been a season where patterns and these scariest fears as me as a person and breaking them and never realizing or thinking I could, or being in a scenario where I have no option, or that like, if not, it's you do or die.
Yeah.
And to break those things and to find a voice that for a long time, like I made sure to never, I was so scared to act on that voice and say, this is what Shaylen wants. Finding that voice, using it, setting boundaries when I'm like, you're not hearing my voice. And then making the call to unfortunately trying to meet them in the middle and part ways if I have to, because I can see it's gonna damage it worse if like I don't do that. That is as far as like growth and success as an overall person who Shaylen is.
Yeah.
Because fortunately and unfortunately, the artist and the person are tied together.
Totally.
And to separate those two most days is very hard.
And 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2
and
in
like,
the life of an artist ever.
And Shaylen,
you're
the
this
artist,
thing and this thing, but you're also this thing, this thing, and this
you
thing.
do not get to feel what you're feeling over here,
Right.
even though you're the same thing.
Right.
So as far as like behind the scenes that no one's ever going to know the overcoming of battles in this
of course.
last few months and what I thought like last year and like, oh my God, okay, we're good. And where life just was like, you need to do all of this before we take that final step.
Okay.
Because you're not ready. A lot of growth very fast.
Okay.
A lot of breaking of cycles and patterns that I didn't know needed to be broken, and I had no option but to do it.
Good for you.
And now things that I forgot as far as like a place of gratitude, even just down to the tiniest thing. I'm looking at that like, oh my God, I got to hear this in this form, and
I'm a creator to my core. This is what I'm doing,
and this is what I wanted it to sound like. Sing it the way I will never take it for granted again.
Good.
Because I forgot when I get a demo, it's like, how do we make it better? I never, never for a moment did I think, wow, I get to hear a demo back today, and I get to be excited because what shall we do with it? You lose those. You lose those like internal like excitement feelings at the beginning. Like when you're first starting off in your career and chasing this, those were like the whole world. at the time. Where do we lose that? I don't know.
Oh, I know where we lost it. Where we lost it is there's so many gatekeepers and there's so many people telling you that there's all these different ways that you have to do it because so-and-so did it this way. And you got to dance and you got to post this and you got to post that. For instance, I did the Opry with Sarah Evans in February.
I mean, also
which was
iconic.
so amazing, and
The
because I was her
hairdresser
hairdresser.
It literally, I was in tears.
Back in the,
I was not well.
So full circle moment. Thank you.
I was like, oh my God.
But that week we had some friends in. Eric surprised me with tons of people that came into town. But
God,
we were sitting there one night on that weekend watching Prince videos and Annie Lennox and Michael Jackson and Shaka Khan and Whitney Houston, all these videos and NXS, like all these people. And I'm like, wow, what must it have been like to create your art? Yes, you have a record deal. Yes, there's all the shit that comes along with that and people pleasing and trying to do all these things to keep the machine fed and happy. But they were at least like, their content was the music video that they made, or if someone recorded and filmed a live performance that came out. They were so focused on the songs, the
And if they loved
production,
them,
the performance,
what
and
came out.
yes, and the video, and that was the thing. And now, like for people like you, for now people like me, or any other artist that's out there having to post what they're eating and what they're doing and what they're saying and being funny on
Something's not meant
like when
to
you
be
think
on.
about legacy artists, for instance,
don't
like
do
Mariah
that.
Carey now, though, like even Mariah Carey trying to have to do TikTok
To stay
and
relevant.
all that to stay relevant,
Don't.
and what that must
Feel
like. It's like
because-
you've more than proven yourself, ma'am.
But nobody, like, because the relevancy and people now, this upcoming generation, like,
It's a microwave generation. It's everybody wants it now and they want it fast and they want it.
if you're not,
And
you're
if it
falling
doesn't
off.
pop, exactly.
And it's like, and that's where I like that right there in the waiting period of like, which always happens when like you're getting into a system of like a label and new music and so much music and like that waiting period when you have so many songs
Mm-hmm.
and being like,
I gotta get it
and
out.
I'm posting everything I can. And then I'm realizing in that time of like, hide out, go do this, make it the best you can, because who am I to think, at the very beginning I said, who am I to think anyone will notice?
Totally.
And Morgan Wallen, look at how
Yeah.
he's massive.
Totally.
No one says anything when he dips out for months at a time, or doesn't
Mhm.
post music. Like, so who am I to think? Because
That
I'm
they-
not Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well, thank God you're the only you there's ever going to be.
and that's the problem right there is
Uh-huh.
that we're all only the only version. And
Yeah.
like back then, you think Michael Jackson was like the algorithm. He gave us things we didn't know we needed.
Absolutely. And still is. Still is.
Forming the foundation of a lot of artists. And like that era of like, we didn't know what we were going to need. And that has now for years and years later,
Right.
like shaped artists that
Right.
now exist in this timeline.
Absolutely.
And the foundation of music and rhythm. And like, you think any of those artists were worried about anybody else liking it?
No.
No. And quite frankly, yes.
Until you get to a certain place. I think that when Michael Jackson after Thriller,
you have
he
to,
was probably like, oh my
you have
God.
to cater.
Then you're
chasing.
trying to beat what you already did.
Every day we're trying to beat it.
You know?
That's just the creative brain.
Absolutely.
But we forget that in beating that product that we did love and thought was the end all be all yesterday,
Right.
she still needs her moment.
Yeah.
Not to live on a hard drive and never come out.
That's right.
Because if you felt that about that song, 'cause we don't always feel it when we walk away from a session.
Right.
But we felt that somebody else will feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will.
I wanted you to tell me something. I want you to say if there was something that I didn't know about you already that you want me to know right now. This is the most random thing to think of. What is it? What do you want me to know about Shaylen today? Even if it's just for today, what do you need? What can I be praying for you? Like, what does Shaylen need? What is the thing you need me to know today?
This is a loaded question. I'm like, how do we answer this on camera?
First thing that comes to mind. Just
I'm
first.
like, the ability of knowing when silence is loud enough, because
Okay.
silence speaks volumes when it needs to, because I'm always ready to talk first one with the first thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Silence, when to stay firm in it, when to agree but when to fight when the intuition is so loud that it's like, if you do it, you're doing yourself a disservice on a bigger level.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is,
Mhm.
as far as like when to speak up and when to not.
Mm.
Because that's where I'm like, it took me 17 years. We're developing as an artist all the time.
Yeah.
If you don't go through 65 versions of yourself.
No.
But I do know that in this season, no one's going to tell me that I don't know who I am.
Mm.
In fact, I'm so uncomfortably comfortable with myself that it feels offensive if somebody were to say that. So it's learning when and the circumstances and the outcomes, good or bad, of knowing that you're going to stand your ground today, and the outcome of whatever the consequences are, it's going to play off in a bigger picture down the road that might seem devastating now, but you're going to kick yourself 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Because that little domino in the highway exit that you choose to take today that wasn't on the timeline, it'll always get you back to the destination.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah.
But that destination, and the longer it gets to the arrival time, there's only so many times of those where you're like, this is either on me this time or it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the season I'm in.
Good.
Of the highway exit, and when to take her and when to not.
Well, there needs, clearly after this, we need to have even more personal conversation, and there needs to be more time where we can just be together and love on each other and all that, and we will do more. That has to happen. I
mean, can't not, because I need you guys more than, and I forget.
Same.
Which is why it's so funny that this is happening when it's happening, because I forgot on the phone with her yesterday. Talk about it after.
Yeah, it's meant to be. It's beshared.
100%. But as far as like if that can't go on camera, another thing to know about me is that this little person sitting here, and whoever this reaches today, a reminder that we're all right here is like something for us to grab, whatever that is that you're grabbing. And that online people might look like they have it together and that everything's
great. And no
one
does.
Behind the scenes, it's a reminder today that smile at the person at the coffee shop.
Yeah, because they're human too.
Smile, because everyone behind the eyes of somebody, everyone's going through something, and that might be the reason they stay today.
That's right. Oh, I love that.
So if there's anything to know about me, is that as bad as
the reminder
things were this morning, and like all up in the, I looked at somebody and I was like, they look like they need a smile today.
Good for you.
And I was like,
I love that.
I look like a crazy person.
I love that. And God, just saying thank you. I'm always amazed by how many people I see that don't say thank you to the barista. Like, you know what I mean?
Bartending in Burbank, California.
Totally.
I've never seen anything like it, but a thank you. And then a fun fact that nobody would know today, a girl lost weight, needed to fill out the pants. I bought butt pads on Amazon.
Shut up. You did not buy butt pads.
Which, let me tell you, $7.99, incredible. A girl looked snatched for a CMA.
Oh my gosh, come on.
But you want to hear why I need Ashton? I need Ashton to pop out, because I do CMA Fest. I'm rushing back home to then get on a flight to Myrtle Beach for a show that I am throwing things in, put my sweatpants on. I get to TSA, going through the thing. I light up like a Christmas tree.
Because you're wearing butt pads.
And I look down, forgetting that they're on me.
Oh, because you were used to having all that ass.
I had ass for the day.
Well, you better get back on your squat game, girl.
I looked at, we doing that, but I was like, wow, this whole like getting it back really quickly and like the youth thing and wanting it. I was like, I'm okay with the marshmallow if I have to.
You guys got to be okay with what you got.
I like it, but I did need it for these pants because they were fire. So I was like, we're not wearing them butt pads. But then he looks over, I look over, and I'm like, listen, sir, that's not.
It's like, I see you. It's okay.
It's not drugs. No, he's looking at me like it's drugs.
Like you're carrying
in my butt. And I'm like,
you're like, this is not a cartel situation.
I looked at him. I said, listen, I know that looks really weird. I said, especially I have sweatpants on. And I'm going to tell you, this was not on my bingo card. But
oh, my Lord.
Hey, if you've ever heard of butt pads, Amazon, great purchase.
Come on, Amazon.
But let me tell you, when you feel it's going to be squishy and weird, it's butt pads. And he goes, you're going to step over there with her and just gonna explain. And I was like, I don't know that was ever on my bingo card.
for today, but here
But
it is.
I wish someone was filming it because I'm like, yeah, a girl wears butt pads. What you gonna do about it? We wear it for our boobs when we need pads. What about a boob? You know?
Oh my gosh, I
So
love
that's
it.
a fun fact
Come
about
on,
me
butt
today.
pads. That's a full-on
I thought
TSA,
about
a
it.
literal TSA for butt pads.
Yes. As I was like the pre-clear thing right now, I'm like, just ignore it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's one little more thing that we have to do. So we asked you for this
Oh,
picture
look
of
at
you
her. God.
at 3 years
The dark hair, I forget.
old. Oh my gosh.
The cheeks were cheeking.
That's the first thing I saw. I was like, these cheeks, she still got these
The
cheeks.
amount of times people are like, do you have filler? How many syringes in your cheeks? I'm like, these are from
These
Peggy
are
Sue
all,
herself.
they have been there. And here's the proof, everybody.
They're
it's
there.
still there.
The lips,
all
the
these cheeks, the
they're
cheeks,
there.
the mouth, everything. Okay. So the reason I wanted you to send this to us is because right now, being who you are,
I feel like you're going to make me cry right now.
what is the thing? What is the advice you would give
Shane, don't do this.
3-year-old Shaylen? What do you want her to know?
Why did
It's okay.
the one question that I was curious why you use this for, and I'm like, and I was like, oh no, here we go.
What do you look at her? What do you want her to know?
Whew. You got the world in your hands. And if I could go back and tell her it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
but she should be really proud because she did things that were on her probably never going to happen bucket list, but please God, if they do, it's I'm excited. That dressing up her Barbies that she never thought about one time of a wedding dress, but an Opry dress, because I'd only been one time to the Opry, but
Yeah.
she did it. She dressed up the Barbie and wore the dress. And that to never dim whatever that is in her core, whether it works against her or not, most days of just the resilience. She kept on to that part of her, which is why I think whatever she felt at that little age and why her brain couldn't comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say I'm proud of her. To never stop being proud of yourself.
I love that.
Because every day you grow a little bit more, you did everything you were supposed to.
You did good.
But I'm really proud of her, especially right now. She broke some boundaries that she probably didn't even know she had yet to break.
Mm.
Some things she carried that wasn't even hers to carry.
Mm.
But to make sure that it stopped when she has her kids, she didn't even know she was going to have to break them. But she's doing it.
Let me hold your hand.
I'm not going to be well.
I love you. God, I just thank you for Shaylen. I thank you for her life. I thank you for her gift. I thank you for her honesty and authenticity. God, I just ask you to keep leading the path forward and that she would feel everything she needs to feel, experience all the life that you have for her, and that she would be a voice of a generation to pour love, music, life, and goodness over this planet, that every good thing you have for her would come to fruition, and that she would see it and feel the fullness of everything she was made and created to do. And I praise you, and I say it's done, it's done, it's done. In your almighty name, God. Amen.
Chills that I have right now. I love you. Thank you.
I love you. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so
We'll do this more and more, but you just keep on keeping on. And you're
keep
not
swimming.
by yourself.
No, you're not. You never are.
I love you.
Love you. God, you're going to make me cry. I literally was like,
Come on, waterproof mascara.
bitch, L'Oreal, the telescopic and the pink.
L'Oreal be a fence.
I have the perfect, I'm like, this bitch stays. I
Oh my
took
gosh.
a lot of mascaras, but we found her. I
Yes.
should be a walking sponsorship for
Good.
L'Oreal.
Let's get you one.
Please.
Come on.
I'm like, Dave Matthews, love me, and L'Oreal. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, we can make that happen. It's easy. I love you. Thank you for being here.
I love you.
Mwah.